Now the next job we're doing is we're going to be taking the top off here. Take this out of the way. Take the top off here. And what we need is to get just 4 screws, 10 sockets, and take those plastic covers off. I'm all working on a BMW E39 520 here, 2.2 litre. Now to take this little plastic cover off, that is the air filters that go, pollen air filters that go into the car. And we're just going to take them off, get out of my way. Just so we have access here, and you'd also need access there for our spark plugs as well. They're buried down deep inside, where you will see just a moment. I'll take these screws out. This is an easy enough job once you just follow along the same as I'm doing here. Now lift that cover off, and then the next cover off, and it's these 6 coil packs that have to come out. These are what give the electrical impulses to the spark plugs. And there's 2 bolts on each side of them. The one thing to make sure of is when you're tightening them, not to tighten much. So we loosen these off. I just open them all a little bit, and then I'll do the rest by hand. You start to unscrew all these, and each one's the same, just on each end. This one and this one and the very last one, there's an earth wire, and that earth wire connects the steel plate that they're all connected to. So you just pull that up out of the way. That's the last one out, and I hope you can see there's an earth lead at the end here and here. So the next thing we do is take the spark plugs in. You'll need a long extension, because when you're looking at those spark plugs, they're a long way down, as you can see. And once you crack them, they should come out okay. I'll take this spark plug out. Now they can be a little bit tricky to get out, and if you find you've got a problem, this one doesn't want to come out, you're going to have to get a little magnet device like I have somewhere. I'm just going to have to find it now to get the spark plug out, because I can't reach down in there. So that's what I'm going to have to do now. Okay, like I said, you're going to need something to get the spark plug out. This is part of when I was extending magnet type tips, so it's just long enough for me to get this out. Hopefully, I stick it to it. It's tricky. Doesn't want to come out for me. So it's just as well, you see, these little difficulties that we can have. I'm going to have to find my other magnet because this one is not working for me at the moment. And if not, we'll come up with another idea on how to get them out, which I will show you. Okay, so we're back here now, and we're going to try and get this spark plug out again. To reach down with my little magnet, and if I can get it out, I'll show you now. The thing is that, as you can see here, it's sticking to this part. It won't stick to the top, so you need something to reach down and stick to this part. Now, failing that, if you're finding that this is not gripping it, what you want to do is get a bit of sticky tape and stick it inside there so this kind of jams on the top a little bit, and then pull your spark plug out. You won't need this for putting your spark plug back in. So what I'm going to do is just want to show you one of the new spark plugs that are a bit cleaner than this old one. So here we have our old spark plug and our new spark plug. This one's done about 10,000 miles. I'm just going to go over to the other camera just to make sure that we're getting a good view of that. So here we have our old spark plug and our new spark plug. 10,000 miles. A little bit different, the tip is recessed in that, but you can see, here's how you know that you're putting the right spark plugs in. Make sure they're the right length, because sometimes they may fit in, sometimes they're too short or too long, and either would cause you problems if you're not sure what ones you have. So what I'm replacing it with is Bosch spark plugs. They were Bosch, were in it, but they've just changed. The ones I had in it were called Bosch Super Plus, and these are Bosch 4. So that's what we're putting in anyway, and I'm going to put one of those in, and then I'm going to want to do the rest. But you don't really need to see all the rest of the spark plugs coming out. I've shown you how to do one. You don't need to see them all. So I'm just going to put this in, fit that in there, and let it actually drop down in, and then just gently just fiddle around till you get onto the spark plug, and just make sure it's screwing with your fingers. Never try and tighten it really tight. If it's not going in right and it just feels stiff, take it out again and put it in so it gently goes in by hand, and then you reach as tight as it's going to be. And then what you want to do is tighten it up properly. And the thing about tightening it up, I'm actually going to get another extension for that. That's not long enough. Another extension placed around there. I just want to take that out and show you that's the full length of all the way how deep those spark plugs are in. Okay, now tighten up gently again. Now it's going to get tight. So what we want to do is from here go either way, but now I'm just going to go that. It's the tiniest bit of a turn. I went from there down. So what's that? No, that's half of a quarter of a turn. 1/8 of a turn is tight enough. If you tighten them more, you could pop the threads on your cylinder head, and that would not be a fun job to try and fix up. So now I just have to get my socket back out again. This is always tricky. Okay. Wiggle it out a bit, get it out. And if you have extensions like me, sometimes what I do is I put some tape around them to stop them pulling apart when I'm trying to pull everything back out again. So there's lots of little things you can do to make things a bit easier. You can see there's a bit of tape on one there where I have them taped together, just to make that job a little easier. So I'm going to get on and put the rest of these in. But before I do, I'm just going to put, that's tight. So what I want to do is I want to replace one of these, just to show you how this goes in, this coil pack. So, and again, remember this wire must go onto the bolt that's there. And so there's no need for you to see every one of these that I'm doing, but I just wanted you to see if you do one. The same thing again, it's just if you're not used to tightening nuts and bolts, you don't have to swing out of your spanner, just tighten it a little bit, and that's just good enough. I'd rather something loosen up than something break. You can always tighten it again, but if you break it, you're in trouble. So here we have, again, you have our number 10 socket for tightening that up. I just need to get my ratchet. Again, just gently tighten it. And this one, just feel just a little bit of a pinch tight, and that's good enough. And what we want to do is pop in this plug again and lock it down. And you have 6 of them to do. Take them out and do the whole lot. So I'm going to get on and do them. And as I said, you only need to see how one is done. They're all exactly the same. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so here we are at the last one of these coil packs, and after the plugs have been put in, and you can see the last, this wire, earth wire, must go in. Just like at the top one, there's one, and there's one here. I just wanted to remind you to make sure to put that in. And we're just going to tighten them up, plug it in, and that's our plugs, spark plugs fitted. Again, just hand tighten it first, and then just give them a little tighten. Not do too much. You just have to get a feel for it. When I say nothing too much, you should know not to go too tight. Now, that's all locked in there, and that's our plugs done. All we have to do is put the covers back on, and that part is good to go. We have to put the oil bung back in and put the oil into the engine. So. Just putting our plastic engine covers on. Hold it there. Line them up. And she goes. Last one. Just line it up. I don't know whether I'm talking to you watching the video or I'm talking to myself. Tight. Tight. Again. Just a little bit tight, and I just slip this one on the top now, and balls in. Yeah, it's on. Nuts on there. I don't have the little plastic covers on my car, but some people have. You just have to pick them out with a screwdriver. If you don't actually see the nuts, that's all that's wrong. You just have to pick them out with a screwdriver there for yourself. To get access to these little nuts. That up, and then we have to get our bone, jack up the car a little bit, put our standing underneath, tighten the bone back in the engine, leave that cap there because we have for oil. It's a good idea to leave the cap off because then you remember to put the oil in.